Hey, 79 Herstol's guy here again. So I'm bringing you two guns, obviously. One is kind of the end of the line model for Crosman, and one is the 1 year only model. And the end of the line would be the model 101 here in the back. And this one, you can tell it's the end of the line for the 101s was 1949, 1950. And there's several features on these guns that kind of denote that that's the year of manufacture. In this particular instance, there's the crinkle paint finish, which is kind of a rarer find, a flow-through bolt, and I'll show you that in a moment. This one has a Diablo knob, and then it has the Town & Country rear sights, which you'll notice there's the Town & Country, which this rifle is here, has that same sight on it as well. So this one, they both have flow-through bolts. The Crosman Town & Country is a much heavier gun. This one is just a little over 6 pounds, and I want to say this was close to about 4 or so, 3.5, somewhere in there. Overall length of this one, the 108, is just around 37 inches, or a little over 37 inches, and this the 101's a couple inches shorter there. The 108 is a 22 caliber, and it did come in a model 107, which was 177 caliber, and those are a rarer gun to find as well. These are hard to come by regardless, but the 107 is a rare gun. The original issue price for this particular one, the 108, was around, I think it was $24.95 or something in that ballpark. And this, you'll notice there's no markings on this Crosman at all. The only marking that you would have found would have been here in the original kind of a Bakelite butt plate. And as you can see, this one is damaged, and they were prone to do that. People would put the gun down onto the butt, and then they would break. And so to preserve this one, I got a different butt plate, which is, I couldn't find an original one, a whole one, so I just got something to put on the gun to protect it. This one is cracking, and obviously missing the parts down there, so I just didn't want it to get damaged anymore. It's hard to read. I'll put it up here, but it does say Crosman Arms Company, Rochester, and then there's a icon of a pellet in the middle of that one there. The other marking that you would find on these guns, actually they used one piece of wood for the arm, and then the stock itself, and they would mark them. This one is marked 684, and then, might be hard to see, but 684 there for the matching there. This one's pretty worn. You can see the finish is wearing off. The Town & Country comes into the front sight. It was literally rotating. I guess in town, the sight would be up, and obviously it would be the town for shooting, and then out in the country for longer distances, it rotated out of the way, and hence the country there. So unique sighting system, and just a very well heavy built gun for the 108, and it's great to have in my collection here. Whoops. As I mentioned, the price was about $25. It was still an expensive gun back in the day. The Sheridan Model A, which was about a $56 retail price when it came out in '49, or in the 50s anyway, was quite expensive and didn't sell well. Sheridan Model B came out. They were priced, that again was in 1949. They were in the mid-30s. They didn't sell well just because of the price. High quality guns, but just an expensive gun. And then the Model C in '49, when it first came out, was $19.95, and then by, I think, 1950 or so, it had gone up to about $23.95 or so. So closer to this price, but initial at $25 price, it was still expensive, and they just didn't sell as well. So there, like I said, there's no markings on this particular one, and it does, or on any of them. Well, I shouldn't say any of them. There are some that do have some markings on them, but this one has nothing on there at all other than what I've described. It has the flow-through bolt, which you can't see too well, but it literally, you can see it's hollow there, and the air would flow through the bolt and then to push the pellet. And then here on the 1949-50 Crosman 101, just a basic steel butt plate, the Diablo knob, pull knob, the little retaining plate here for the bolt, which is unique to the 49, the last of the model year there. Town and Country site. You can just kind of look at the stocks here, and hopefully you can get an idea. The 108 is just a much heavier built gun. This is much lighter. It's much smaller forestock there, and I want to say that this front sight is unique, or more unique to this gun because of the crinkle paint. I just can't recall off the top of my head. The markings on the opposite side here do have the Crosman logo here, and the older guns, the last of the year, you'll see the last couple of years they were a D over N. So the patented over the Rochester, I think it's New York, but the D over N is right there. So again, flow-through bolt, and there you can see the flow-through, or the hole for the flow-through. And we'll go to the front end of this gun here. This one's a 22 caliber. So the 177 calibers were, and which would have been a model 100 in this gun, are rarer in the late 40s as far as the caliber goes. So anyway, just wanted to bring these before you, give you a look at them. Just two different Crosmans from 1949, or the very end of the 1940s, and just wanted to give you a look-see. Thanks for checking in, and as always, you're not an owner, you're a caretaker.